By the time the little shit did some work.
€5. Czech Republic. So, here we are at Horice. Busy morning, setting up. Bit of a stiff breeze here, to be fair. But yeah, we've a couple of days to get everything sorted and ready to go for the coming weekend. So, busy day ahead of us, getting these ready to sorted, and then I think a bit of a track walk this evening or first thing in the morning. Weather's looking decent, it's warm today, bit of a breeze. But yeah, let's hope it stays left for the weekend. I tell you one thing, you imagine the ACU coming here, they have a field day. Like, empty cans of beer. Now that's a corner. And for everybody that thinks we come out to Europe racing on short circuits, there's your proof. And the dead good safety equipment that they have out in case you have a slide. Gary Johnson will tell you all about that from last year. Yeah, so honestly, it's like a Bray Hill. Look at it. Is that somebody's sofa cushion? Hope they move that car. So yeah, like I was saying, you can sort of see the rise up out of the village now. I'll be honest with you as well, the cool down lap at this place, what I experienced when I was here with the internationals a couple of years ago, they're trying to feed you beer on the cool down lap. Whose horse is that? And Jeff's found the other half of his mattress out of his motorhome. Oh, it's a sofa?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice. Look at that. Seriously. It's proper wide as well. You'd expect something from this to be dead narrow. Nadgery, fucking Scarborough sort of vibes to it, but the roads are fucking better kept than the roads in the Isle of Man. Proper corners. Everything's cambered. It's almost like they've made a purpose-built racetrack on the open road. Them pictures are from a while ago. Jesus. So yeah, there you go, last corner. And if I'm all the way back here on road 12, I should have gone home. And there you have it. And the sun's still out, still warm. 6:30 in the evening. A nice little roam around the track. So, go back now and make some dinner. And have a bit of a chill. Because everything else is done. And Jeff, no doubt, will be going to the pub. So, good morning from a very cold and damp / wet Horice or Horice in Czech Republic. Wearing a woolly hat and having to have a jacket on all morning is far from ideal compared to the weather we were used to last week at Hengelo in Holland. But you can't always have it sunshines and 28, 29, 30 degrees, can you? So look, been a bit of a weird couple of days. We obviously got here a lot earlier than a lot of other folk, so we've had a couple of days to chill, but we've also been busy prepping bikes and oil changes and new chains and stuff on and whatnot. But the weather was like really nice up until sort of like Thursday afternoon, and then it took like a bit of a turn for the worst. The the temperatures are just like halved almost. But I haven't been here since 2022, and that was with the IRRC. This particular meeting is the 300 Curves of Horice, which is ran by a different club. It's not part of the IRRC Championships, but it is part of our Supertwin Championships. So the Belgian Twin Trophy Championships, which we're running in, they have their class here. They don't run their class with the IRRC in August, which is unfortunate because, like, obviously weather probably be better in August and stuff as well. But look, it's good for us because it means we can get some track time, concentrate more on the twin this weekend than the 600, and try and just get that perfect setting into the 6, so when we come back in August with the IRRC, we can hit the ground running. We know where we're at, and it wouldn't have been long since we were last here. So I was quite surprised that they come and asked me to go and do a course inspection lap with them with a couple of other riders and assess changes that they've made to the course, assess where they put in extra bailing and stuff, because at this particular meeting last year there was quite a bad accident where Gary Johnson got caught up in and somebody dropped coolant out of the bike onto the track, and it ended up in 6 or 7 riders or something going down on a fast and not so nice part of the circuit. Nice when you're rubber side down, but not nice when you slide on your ass. There's one section on the entrance into the forest it's really bad, and this is where they had the problems 2 years ago when we were here, when it rained on the Sunday and they had to cancel it. So yeah, there was a lot of delegation, a lot of to and fro and questions being asked and possible solutions. They can't wash the road, and it's a bit of a weird one because when it's dry it's fine. When it's wet, there seems to be oil coming up through the track. Like, it's crazy. Like, but we had to come up with a solution or, you know, a bit of a way around it. So we've sort of said, if the conditions are wet, which they are today, that they'll give us riders 3 laps before our qualifying sessions to assess the conditions under the trees. And yeah, I've not been out yet. I didn't really want to go throw myself into the deep end on the 600 this morning, unknown to the conditions. Yes, we had 3 laps and stuff, but I just don't want to put myself in that position. So I've said, let's sit out Q1 on the 600. Let's go out on the Supertwin in Q1, assess where we're at, what we're doing, the conditions, and if I'm happy, then we can go out in Q2. And it might be dry this afternoon, I don't know. So we've got the 600 sat ready to go for whenever I'm happy to go out on it. We made some changes to the Supertwin, put a wet front in, and that again is just purely for the fact through the forest. I don't know how dry it is out there. There's a bit of a dry line through the start finish, but the rest of the track seems to be pretty wet. But we've gone for a wet front, we've got a tread rear. Pointless putting a wet rear on. There's no standing water as such. It's not absolutely chucking it down, so at least with the wet front it gives me a little bit more grip and we can sort of see where we're at. And you feel a bit more confident going into a wet area when you've got a wet front on, or a damp area when you've got a wet front on, because they're so soft. It just gives you that little bit more grip. So look, we'll get out in Q1 on the twin, we'll see how we get on, and then we can assess the job for the afternoon. So yeah, it's just starting to spit again. I'm sure we'll catch Jeff doing loads of work as usual. There you go. There's the setup. We also have all the tyres in the back ready to go, gear ready to go. Simon's kindly brought us some local pastries for snacks. So yeah, there you have it. Let's go to the Czech Republic. It'll be better weather than home. The fucking state of that. Will happen. Fucking Jesus. We woke up this morning to blazing sunshine, didn't we?
Just a t-shirt.
It was promising to be a dry race day, and then it's pissed down. So we've had tyres in, tyres out, tyres in, tyres out. So race 1 next. I think it's going to be the survival of the bravest. To be fair, there was just 5 people off in the last 600 race. 6 people off in the 600 race, and that is why she's still sat there.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, we'll go and do what we need to do on the twin, bring her home, safe and sound, get some points on the board, and go to the bar. So I think.
Like a plan.
I think so. I think so.
You don't give yellow, you give... Ja, maar ik kan leren. Jamie, here. Drink. No. Who's the other? What's wrong with you, Jamie?
Get off my beer.
Here's the next.
It's like, can you come on?
Yeah.
Right, so look at this. Look at this. What you can see there, they're all single garages. Just a big row of single garages. And they convert them into bars, little restaurants, rave garages, you name it, pop-up bars, tents. Like, where else do you get that? Look at it. And this is just on the side of the main road. Like, literally. And it's bouncing. They go mad for it. Crackers. Absolutely banjaxed. It's time for bed, I think. But on the positive note, everything's packed away. Yes. I'm such a lightweight. Everybody else is out drinking, and I'm going to bed. Oh. tell you one thing. It was a long old day yesterday driving from Czech up to Hanover in Germany. My head was pretty bad. And that's all thanks to Jack from the BTT filling me full of Czech rum, shots of Czech rum all night. But look, it's got to be done from time to time, hasn't it? I'm not an overly big drinker, but when we go to Horice and have an expectation of a top 6, which my expectation that is, I had an expectation of myself for top 6 on the twin, just so we could bag some points and move on to the next round in like a good position. To come away with P3, first time there on the twin, first time ever riding it in the wet and iffy conditions. I don't need to say any more. As you can imagine, I'm pretty happy with the job at the minute. From 3 races over 2 meetings, we've had 3 podiums. So it puts us in like a really, really, really good place for the championship at the minute. Obviously, we've still got quite a few rounds to go throughout the year, so I can't get ahead of myself, obviously, but it just puts us in a really, really, really good position. Obviously meant to get on here and give you all a post-race sort of reaction, but we were just chocker. We literally finished the race, got in, and started straight into stripping everything down and getting everything packed away. So things were like pretty hectic, and then I nearly missed my podium. They'd done all the podium ceremony after all the racing was finished, so me and Jeff were busy pulling awnings down and packing stuff away, and they're calling me up onto the podium down on the start finish. So it was like a sprint through the paddock down onto the start finish, trying to cut through people to get onto the podium in time, and we just made it. But yeah, really enjoyed it. The conditions on track were horrific, and because the top section of the course is all through the trees and the forest, it was all soaking wet up there. But the rest of the track, the other 3/4 of the circuit, was bone dry. It was like a double-edged sword, because you were sort of like, if you went full dries, you were fine for the 3/4 of the lap, but as soon as you got to the forest, which was really, 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 really slippy, you're knackered. If you went with full wets, obviously the complete opposite. Fine through the trees and the forest, but not on the dry part of the circuit. So we went with like a 50-50. We thought if we put a wet front in, we can manage it through the forest. And then we put a dry rear in. And again, we thought it would do the job. So the race started, I think we were lap 4 or 5. The red flag come out, and the leader at the time had crashed out in the forest due to the conditions, obviously. So we had a restart and got a really, really, really good start off the line. And just plugged away. Was with second place for majority of the race. I even took second for a little while. But the problem, what happened was, at this point, a dry line then formed the whole way through the forest section. And I was trying to push on, and the front tyre was overheating. So a wet tyre is super soft as it is. So you can imagine a fully cut wet tyre in the dry, and you're trying to push that on with a sort of half wet setup in the bike as well. So the front end was just loose everywhere. Every time I put it into, any fast right-handers or even some of the hairpins, the front was trying to fold, and I had to actually catch it on my knee quite a few times. So it was pretty sketchy. And at that point, I was getting that many warnings and that many slides. I just thought, you need to try and manage this to the end of the race. And luckily enough, that's what I managed to do. 4th place, he was closing on me, and he actually tried to make a move on me coming up into the forest. I don't know what tyres he was on, but for him to be able to catch me and do what he was doing, I'm presuming he had a dry front, dry rear end, because there's no way I could have pushed the front end of our bike anymore. And a part of me wishes like I'd made a gamble before the restart to go dry, because I think it would have made all the difference.
Jeff, can't fucking take you anywhere, you know. Home time. Where are we going, Brian?
I think we're going to a place called the Isle of Man. There's something to do with a bike race on T, something T.
T? TT, is it called?
T.
That's TA.
Bilingual fucking back leg. What's
It's
James
alright,
doing here
he's
with the
only
ball?
had 3 pints.
What's James
It's not
doing
5
with the
o'clock
balls?
yet.
Come on, James.
And there we have it. 5 hours done. Big thanks to Brian Moore for chauffeuring myself and Jeff to the boat. It's hard to believe it was 2 weeks ago since we were pulling in here to go to Hengelo, and the weather then was a little bit better than it is today. I'm really not looking forward to going home, because chances are the weather's crap, it'll be cold, and I've got to face reality. But no, it's been an awesome couple of weeks. Long may it continue as we roll into round 2 of the IRRC in a couple of weeks in Schleitz. So this is like the last leg of the trip home, obviously, and then we've got TT next week, where I'll be spannering for Jackson Racing. So proper looking forward to that. It'll be a good opportunity for me to learn a little bit more about the software with the 600 and how the boys are setting up the bikes for Paul and Julian for the TT Supersport races. So that'll be really, really good. But between now and then I've a few days of work to do.
Hey boy. Hey boy. Hey.
Now there's a first.
There you go.
William's up there getting a beers in.
Now you see it.
Now you don't.
Now you don't. First time.
I did. Smile. Do you know him?
Don't need to.
Yeah, we went to Brands one year for the last PSB. That's usually a good fucking piss up. The last PSB we get.
Dickheads.
Welcome back to the UK. Shock horror, it's fucking pissing down.
Nice. Nice.
Fucking great. Lovely day.
Back home next Wednesday for the TT. A few days rest, a few days at work, getting there.